Hey y'all, I wanted to come on here and make a video kind of imagining a future. Imagining a future that goes beyond capitalism, that goes beyond these really harmful things that we have going on in our world today. And so this idea really started when on Instagram I saw someone post a video imagining a Taoist solarpunk future. And for me, my imagination immediately just latched onto it. It was a really profound thing for me, actually. And let's just get into the imagining. So the reason that this kind of pairing together really resonated with me is, for one, I spent a lot of time thinking about a post-capitalist future and what that would look like, kind of systemically and socially. But I also spent a lot of time understanding myself, going on into deep self-inquiry and, trying to basically become more alive and expand my understanding of myself and gain wisdom. And for me, this has taken me into a lot of different places, taken me to a lot of Eastern philosophy, including Taoism, including Buddhism, including spirituality, and also just interacting with the scientific process and the scientific method and what knowledge we can gain from science. And understanding all of that interplay together kind of creates this understanding of myself, how I move through the world, and how I exist in the broader context. And trying to project these different ideas into a future where we no longer live under a capitalist system is very difficult. There's a Mark Fisher quote that says, it's easier to imagine the end of the world than it is to imagine the end of capitalism. And this rings true for a lot of people because we literally don't have any context for what this looks like, for what a society looks like beyond our current systems, because it doesn't exist yet. And we aren't given the tools to be able to begin to imagine that. And so that's what I kind of want to do right now. For me, Solarpunk offers this really unique opportunity for us on the true left, those who are anti-capitalist, just as like a starting point, to offer up a vision of the future that is ecologically reciprocal, where humans understand our role in the ecological order, and we have systems that exist that not only are just sustainable for the environment, but actually regenerate the environment. Not some zero-sum sustainability, but something where the processes that we use to create energy, to exist within, that energy and that overflow is put right back into the environment to actually grow the environment, not just extract from it, not just have the sustainable zero-sum systems, but one that actually expands its capacity to grow. And for me, this is what Solarpunk is really about. Because when you look at the heart of all of these problems that we exist within right now, it is a climate crisis. These are the underpinnings of all of it. Geography impacts so much of human history. And so when you understand climate as a driver of humanity, of basically the pressures that evolve, that create our innovation, this is the underpinnings of it. And so for me, Solarpunk is this really unique opportunity to create a vision of the future that is ecologically reciprocal, where we understand humans as indigenous to the earth, as conscious creators of the universe. We are self-aware, we are conscious, we are meat that knows its meat. And so acting on the world as nature is a core philosophical understanding to Solarpunk that I think is important to convey to people. And so Solarpunk is this really great umbrella and opportunity to be able to imagine this kind of future that exists beyond capitalism and extraction. But then the part of this video that blew my mind was the Taoist part of it, the Taoist Solarpunk future. Because for me, this is post-capitalist, obviously, where we change the incentive structures away from profit and away from competition and away from extraction towards a systems that center human wellness, human well-being, human happiness, wisdom, knowledge. And I think the philosophical underpinnings of that are really well articulated under Taoist philosophy, where you have principles like Wu Wei, you have yin and yang, you have all like the Tao Te Ching by Lao Tzu is an incredible work of philosophical thought. And it creates an understanding of ourselves that I think is very holistic, and I think it is very, very conducive to human well-being and human flourishing, which homeostatic and homeodynamic imperatives are achieved under this kind of philosophical understanding. And so when you pair Taoism with solarpunk, you create this full picture of what it means to both be human and how we can understand ourselves and how we move through the world, and center different aspects of human, basically spirituality, in a way that creates, that fulfills, that gives purpose, that understands our place in this world. And it roots out violence, it roots out control, it roots out hierarchies, it roots out all of these harmful kind of really subconscious ideologies that have created so many problems for us. And so when you pair Taoism with solarpunk, you get this clear picture of a world that has slowed down, that has remembered to breathe, to taste your food. It doesn't scream at you, it doesn't yell at you, it's not loud. Presence is found in stillness and in silence, in self-inquiry and contemplation. Wisdom is centered. Wellness and health is centered. Human creativity is centered. Relationships and communities is centered. As humans, we heal in relationship. We heal in community. Being in relationship with other people is a core part of what it means to be human. And so remembering that relationality, remembering the interconnectedness of everything around us, and putting that into a philosophical system that also exists within a social structure that centers ecological reciprocity and ecological growth, that supports biodiversity and it supports complexity, both for humans internally and the environment externally. Understanding our place in all of it. And this goes very, very well with science. See, putting truth as one of the highest, priorities of our, journey, of our understanding of ourselves. And this is something that doesn't discard carelessly all these different achievements that humans have, and technologies that humans have created, and knowledge and wisdom that humans have gained, but welcomes them openly and integrates them into our continuously evolving understanding of ourselves and the universe. This is what I view Taoist Solarpunk to be like. It is a world where we are free to live fully, presently, where we feel our emotions, where we engage in silent, calm reflection upon ourselves, where these things that not only provide insight for us as individuals and heal the collective as we continue to move through the world, but these things are incentivized and valued in our society. Knowledge is valued in our society. Understanding is valued in our society. This is one where peace and love, care, compassion, intimacy, vulnerability, joy, awe, and wisdom are these things that are centered in our understanding of ourselves and others, where we can be part of nature again, where we understand ourselves as nature again. This pairing these things together is so powerful for me, and it creates this vision of the future that is very clear and also very expansive. It is one that cultivates growth. It is one that cultivates our understanding of ourselves, and as understanding it as constantly deepening and constantly expanding. And for me, this looks like shifting our systemic incentive structures around the world, which is basically just transnational capital, towards one that centers all of these other things like human creativity and music and science and knowledge and wisdom and health and ecological reciprocity. We are living through climate change. We are living through climate collapse, ecological collapse. And so it is so important for us to remember our place in all of this and to understand ourselves in the broader context of everything as deeply as we understand it. I have a quote in my journal that I want to read really quick. It goes, "We can only understand our capacities as deeply as we understand ourselves." And that's really what this journey is about. That's what contemplating this is about, and embodying this is about. Because when we can understand these things conceptually, and we work with practices, somatic practices, to embody it in ourselves, that's how we live this reality into the world. This is how we live this ideas and these concepts into the world. And that is so important.